let's go ahead and graph this nice tamale right here. We want to graph y equals a secant of x minus pi over 2. So basically, we're just going to graph the parent function secant and just transform it to the right pi over 2. Okay, so we're going to do a horizontal shift. We'll see what this guy looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and first start with our critical points. All right, so let's see, negative pi over 2, negative pi over 3, 0, pi over 3, and pi over 2. And let's see, that's undefined, 2, 1, 2, and undefined. Okay. So what we want to do here is the way that we get our new x values is we set this guy equal to theta. Okay, I'm kind of going to go down over here. So I'm going to set x minus pi over 2 equal to theta. And the way I get my new x values is I'm going to solve for x here. So I'm going to add pi over 2 to both sides. So I get theta plus pi over 2. So that's how I'm going to get my x values, is I'm going to take these theta values and I'm going to add pi over 2. All right. So negative pi over 2 plus pi over 2 is going to give us a 0. Negative pi over 3 plus pi over 2 is going to give us pi over 6. Let's see. 0 plus pi over 2 is pi over 2. Pi over 3 plus pi over 2 is 5 pi over 6. And pi over 2 plus pi is going to give us pi. Okay. So we do nothing to these values because there was no amplitude that was going to stretch it or anything like that there. So we're just going to go ahead and do the same values here. So undefined, 2, 1, 2, and undefined. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just first plot what we have here. And it looks like, again, I'm going to go maybe in increments of pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and so forth. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our axes here. So over here we'll have pi over 2, and then we'll have pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Okay, and maybe we'll come over here as well. I'm not sure how much we're going to need here, but I guess we'll find out. And then we'll go negative pi. All right, so I know that at 0 we have undefined. I know at 0 we're going to have a vertical asymptote. And we're also going to have it at, let's see, at pi, which is cool. So really, it seems like at every pi we're going to have an asymptote. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it at 2 pi. Like I already know it's going to be there. And I know it's going to go this way, vertical asymptote. Okay. Now let's see here. I'm going to do the same thing, just put 2 marks right here. This is like pi over 6, pi over 3. Okay, so it's just like looking at a unit circle. We're just going to go by those 2 values right there. Okay. So we'll put these guys in here. So let's see. Let's go to pi over 6. So that's this guy right here. And let's go up 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Go up 2 right there. And then pi over 2, 1. So pi over 2, 1. And 5 pi over 6. That's going to be right here. That's, again, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 pi over 6. So I'm going to go up 2 right here. All right. So if you graph this guy, this will give us 1/2 period. Okay. If you graph that, you're not done yet. That's nice. You'll probably get like 3/4 credit. This is really nice, but you need to have at least 1 period. But it's actually quite simple here. It doesn't take a lot of work here. Like all you got to do is just take these same points, flip them over, right? So if this was at 2, then it goes to -2, and then it's going to go right here. This guy right here flips over to 1, and then goes at 3 pi over 2. This guy flips over and goes over right here. And that's going to give you 1 full period now. Okay. And if you actually want to know what these points are, I mean, some people want that right there. We're going to use our cool trick which is our cofunction identity. And remember that was if you take this value right here and if you add pi to it, it's going to be the same opposite value. So if I take pi over 6 and if I add pi to it, okay, if I add pi, so that's going to be this guy right here. So it's going to be 7 pi over 6. Well, it's going to be the opposite of this. So it's going to be -2. So this point right here is 7 pi over 6, -2. Take this guy right here, add pi plus pi, so 3 pi over 2, and then I do the opposite value of this, -1. Oh, look, -1. See right there? So this is kind of cool here. So you can still get the other values, the actual points, if you want to get super precise and you just don't want to kind of flip it and make sure that you don't mess up on that, then you can do like this. So you go either 5 pi over 6, and then we're going to add pi to that. That's going to be 11 pi over 6, and then do the opposite of that. So I get -2. So -2, and there we go.